Hey everybody. I mean, let's be honest, it's just you and me and maybe one other person who stumbles into here. It's episode 43. Look, just because only 4 people watch doesn't mean I stop. If anything, it means that we can go deeper into having really meaningful conversations. Because I mean, at this point, right, if nobody's watching, then I feel this is just therapy. This is just my way of talking about kind of what's going on in my life. And honestly, I have no idea what's going on in my life right now. I feel I feel unwanted. You see, I was really hoping to stay on with this corporation that was they were willing to move me to another place, and then that whole thing blew up because a person who I thought was my friend ended up being weirded out by me and thinking that me moving there was like, I don't know, directed at them. And it just made me feel so unwanted. So I think, okay, well, my family will surely want me. I've been here like around them for the last 3 years. They've been wanting me to be more involved in their business. I can just try for the next few months to be more involved in their business. Like surely that's gonna be, a place that I'm wanted. And it has been the opposite. This feeling of like I'm not even wanted here. I put up the website, so if maybe people want to pay me for my time, that'll happen. But honestly, it's just a sad time that I'm in right now, and I don't mean to be. I don't want to be this way. I'm usually very positive and very upbeat, but it does kind of feel a little bit like everything just keeps like I flip over the card and it's just like, oh, okay, more of this. It's karma. I get it. I get it. I've had my share of times where I was not a nice person and I treated others a certain way. I get it. But there's a certain level where it's like, okay, I am doing so many other things to compensate for that karma. Like I am trying so hard to like do the right thing and be a good person and treat people well and be respectful, and it feels like that's not really like, I don't know, it just doesn't feel like that behavior is being rewarded in this particular simulation right now. It feels like, if anything, that's the behavior that continually gets me in trouble, and that's just disappointing to me. It's like it's like the world keeps trying to tell me to like lie and cheat and steal because it keeps showing me examples of how that's what's working for people. And I just keep looking away, going, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to cheat, and I'm not going to steal. And I'm just going to do this, you know, an authentic way, whatever it is. And that's just, I don't know why, but that seems like that's creating all sorts of troubles. You know, I'm gonna get through this. This is that weird, shaky in between time where like I gotta figure out where I belong. Like I said, I'm like this puzzle piece, and I'm sitting on. It's like somebody has got 4 puzzles being worked on a table, and I'm this piece that fell on the ground, and I don't know which puzzle I belong to. See, so this is just therapy. This is just my way of talking through this with whoever wants to listen. So you get to listen to me as I get very sad. Because I know that, like, deep down inside, what this means is that, I am, I'm going to change as a person. These are the moments that do it, right? These are the times that change us. This experience that I'm going through in my life right now is going to change me as a person, fundamentally changing me. This is not a bad thing. This is good. these are the changes that are required for like spiritual growth and spiritual enlightenment, all that stuff, right? You cannot gain spiritual enlightenment from a place of comfort. I hate to say that. I'd love to think that it's possible to gain spiritual enlightenment from a place of comfort, but it definitely feels like one must let go of comfort and walk away from the comfortable things in order to truly find oneself. And it's hard. It's a hard thing to do because it's just so much easier to stay in a place of comfort and do the same things and be the same person and just expect somehow that everything's gonna be fine. I don't know anymore though. I don't know. I know this. I know that I truly believe the universe helps people who have like good intentions and who are good-hearted and who are are trying. It's just that usually the way the universe helps people is, it's like it's not gonna write you a nice little letter and say, here's exactly what we'd like you to do. It's gonna push you into this thing and force you into it, and then you're gonna end up doing something and go, oh, well, I guess this is it. It's like there's a flow, right? There's like a flow where the universe wants you in this state of flow, doing this thing that's flowing. If you're doing it and you're in the state of flow, everything's fine. But when you're against it, like everything pushes against you and repels, and it's like it's like thorns, right? And you can keep on feeling the thorns and pushing, but until you like realize it is it is a thing. We have a few words here that are worrying me. Smogman has starvation. Smogman, why why starvation? Oh, because you had some food poisoning? I get it. Well, this place is filthy. I'm not gonna argue with that. They really need to like clean this place, but whatever. I'm not gonna make them. Look, the way I run my Rimworld colony is very hands-off. It's just the way that I like. This is my spirit guide method. Like if I was your spirit guide, I watch, but I'm very hands-off. I believe that then this is what I know my spirit guides are doing with me. The best growth comes from when one falls. If you take the training wheels off and you don't fall, then, it's like you miss an opportunity of growing, I guess. It's like ideal, right? You could take the training wheels off and just ride your bike and you never fall, everything's fine. That's great. But if you fall, you get to prove to yourself that you get back up. If you never fall, then you never know that about yourself. You'll always wonder. Sometimes you do need to fall and then prove to yourself like that you can get back up. I truly believe that there's something there, some magic about this. It's crazy, I know. And people who are like super logical, especially financial people that I've worked with, this does not make sense to them, right? But I have to tell you, like, I guarantee there's something in here. And if I become incredibly successful ever in my life, I'm going to attribute it to the fact that I've allowed myself to fall a few times. I've literally forced myself to fall. I've pulled the rug out from underneath myself and tripped myself multiple times in my life so that I can see, am I going to get back up from this? Like, how resilient am I? Am I resilient enough to overcome even this? And I think for me, the answer, I wouldn't be here doing this if it wasn't the case. I wouldn't be trying to overcome all this stuff. I would have stayed in my cushy, relaxing little life. It wasn't really that bad. It just wasn't. I guess the thing with my other life, the corporate life that I was trying to work with, is that it was not vibrationally harmonious to my like authentic self. In that the company is what they stand for and kind of what they do and how they treat people and everything. It's just very much against kind of who I am and what I believe in. And I've known this from literally day one. Like from the first day I walked in, I realized that like, oh wow, they're not gonna hire me. Like I remember my interview and I remember thinking, no, 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 I am not a good fit for this company. So when they did hire me, that was more red flags actually. That was like, well, they're hiring me because of a certain skill that I have. That's not good. And then throughout the entire career, it's been that, okay, they value me because of certain skills that I have. Those aren't the skills that I want people valuing me for, you know? I get it. I have these skills. I see patterns. I can see patterns in crypto and stocks. I can see patterns in anything. My skill with that company was seeing patterns in both call patterns, so it's a call center, so seeing call patterns, monthly, quarterly, annually, daily, hourly, like seeing the different patterns and understanding how they work. And then staffing patterns, seeing your patterns in your staffing, your people, literally having 450 people that I was managing the staffing numbers of, and knowing like, okay, this is the at this location, this is the amount of people that are going to quit over the next 6 months. I know this because I've got the last 6 years of data, and I know exactly the percentage of people that quit. I don't know exactly which week they're going to quit, but I can tell you over the next 6 months, this many people are going to quit or be fired, right? And I can tell you exactly how many people are going to call out sick on a given day. Pretty close, too. Pretty close to being accurate as to, like what to expect. That was my skill. Like, obviously, I'm using a lot of spreadsheets and formulas and things, but a lot of it was more of a gut instinct. When you know a group really well, you've been staring at the numbers long enough, you start to develop kind of an instinct with things. So I was really good at that. But that didn't mean I liked it, especially when most of my job was figuring out ways to trim staff and cut staff and, you know, quantify mathematically where we could, save money. I didn't like that part. Hey, we've already gone over and we've accomplished maybe something in this episode. Let's look. Did we finish our secondary fridge? We did. Let's turn these guys down and make them cold. And we still have wood in this room, which is not ideal, but whatever. Cargo pods. Oh, don't want to miss that. Cargo pods usually have stuff. Crow eggs. Well, I'll take it. It's not ideal. Okay, this is not a fridge yet. It's still not cold enough. It needs to be, like, below 30 degrees, right? Okay, it's cooling off. 38, 36. Okay, so we made a secondary fridge that's full of wood for reason, and bow and arrows. Well, technically bows and a knife. Whatever. Let's save. Alright, well, hey, thanks for watching.